called Remember the Titans. It's a Disney movie and it's based on a true story from 1971 about a football team in the town of Alexandria, Virginia, and how these two schools, the black school and the white school, were forced to integrate. So therefore, of course, the football teams had to integrate as well. So when these players boarded these buses to leave for their training camp, the coach had to make them sit together. He had to force them. They did not want to integrate. And he continued to promote that, or maybe I should say force, because he did force them to build relationship, to get to know each other. But the good thing is it did work. So throughout this whole training camp, which was more like a safe haven in a sense, they were cocooned in this camp, away from all the hatred and all of the adversity that their community was going through, from all of the chaos. They got to actually get to know one another and forge these bonds. Now, unfortunately, though, their problems were waiting for them, right where they left them when they got off of those buses. So the community thought that they were brainwashed. The community thought these players were crazy, and so is the coach. He's worse. He's the one leading them. But the good thing is, the team knew what they needed to stand for. Now, of course, there were a few here and there, whether they were a part of the town or even a part of the team. There were a few here and there who really resisted, and they did not come around. But for the most part, they did. Because guess what? The Titans just forged their bond. They made sure to keep their bond and to make it even stronger, because that's what their times called for. They had to do that. And by doing that, they made a difference in their community. Each individual player had a decision to make if he wanted to be a part of the Titans. He had to cut out negative voices and negative influences and whoever else would try to tear him apart from the team and tell him that it's wrong and he shouldn't be friends with someone of the opposite race. But they each did it, and it strengthened the team as a whole. And ultimately, win after win, victory after victory, it benefited the whole community. So by the end of the movie, it was very positive, because that community had come around. These bleachers were now very integrated, and they weren't forced. Not like the team was forced when they boarded the buses. They were not forced. They did it willingly. They now were embracing their neighbors of a different color. So why am I talking about a Disney movie? Well, because this applies to all of us. We can all take something away from that, because they knew what needed to be done for the benefit of the team. Just like individually, our decisions do matter and do impact our communities, or our schools, our families. Whatever we're a part of, our individual decisions do matter. So I hope that we can choose today to build the people around us, that we can show patience, that we can show kindness and compassion, because it really does matter. I hope that we will choose to do that so that we can infect the world with kindness and with love.